Welcome back to In The Slant. Today I'm joined with Dustin, I'm joined with Jared, and I'm joined by Alex. We got a full crew today. No one is missing, so we were going to be talking about the schedule release from last week. And today basically we're going to be counting down each one of our favorite games, 10 of them. We're going to name 10 of them, and we're going to see, who has some...
That was good.
I didn't like what I was saying. I'm sorry.
I thought you were about to say we have everyone back. I'm glad no one's injured.
Wait, Brandon,
For some reason.
I got a
I thought
question.
you were
So,
gonna say injured.
what are we gonna like? Are we just gonna be like, hey, week one? What's like? Is there any games you guys have that you like that week or week?
I
two?
wrote down random games. I didn't go week by week.
Oh, I thought you wrote down the week and everything, but okay.
No, I wrote down the week, but you didn't have to write down.
Like you didn't have to write down a time.
Yeah.
You didn't have to write down the time, the weather, and all that shit, Dustin. Just the week.
The forecast.
Oh boy.
So I'm glad we have everyone back. No one's injured.
No one's injured. Welcome back to In The Slant. Today I'm joined with the full crew. We got Dustin, Alex, and Jared on deck. And today we're going to be talking about the schedule release from last week. We're going to be counting down 10 of our favorite games from this season. So I asked you guys to go out there, look for 10 games this season you are super excited about. Before we go any further in today's video, how are you guys doing? How are we feeling?
Not too
Good.
bad.
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Brady?
Thank you for asking.
Yeah,
Who asked me last time? Was
Jared
it Jared? So we got somebody asked me twice in a row, which is awesome.
Make
So
you feel special.
it does, because I always
Man
ask
with
you
the
guys
plan.
and you don't say anything to me. So it's
Another
like
hurt you.
you don't even ask if I'm doing okay, But before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one, subscribe if you're new around here. As always, greatly appreciated. But is there anything you all want to talk about before we go any further? Is there anything that's on your mind about the football season, or
Oh, Marcus
Just in
Peters
general.
is gonna be a Raider soon. That's what's on my mind.
I did not know that. Where's
He was-
that at?
he
Where's
was
that
vi-
being
Well,
reported?
okay, he's not. But he did come visit us yesterday.
Oh, I didn't even see
That's
that.
dope.
And if he wasn't coming back to Baltimore, honestly, that's probably the next best.
Yeah, because
fit.
I mean, he's from Oakland and always rooted for him. So it'd be cool to see him maybe end his career for the Raiders. So that'd be cool if he comes to us. That's like one little news.
I see a lot of Raiders fans say that'd be your guys' best corner too.
He would be, I think, honestly.
Well, I don't know. Nate Hobbs can give him a run for his money, but
One thing I want to talk about is I know that the Commanders passed up on Christian Gonzalez, but it's being reported that Emmanuel Forbes is already turning heads at practice. He's balling out at practice, man. So, or mini camp, whatever it's called. So that's something I wanted to address real quick. But other than that, let's get right into it, man. Let's talk about our 10 favorite games from this season. I don't care who wants to go first. One of you can just take the floor and name your first game for
I'll
the
go
season.
first, I guess. So I have Colts versus Jags week 1. I'm assuming, especially with like what I've been hearing, I feel like they're just gonna start Anthony Richardson off rip. So I kind of want to see the Anthony Richardson versus Trevor Lawrence matchup week 1. I think it'd be really fun to see, and definitely a matchup that would catch everybody's eye. I hope so.
And every time you guys say a game that I have, I'm gonna say the same thing because I did have the Jacksonville versus the Colts. Like Dustin said, I like to see them two young guys go back and forth on offense. Hopefully that's what it is. And like Dustin said, I just assume they're gonna start Anthony Richardson right out the gate. So that's definitely gonna be a good game to watch.
So that's one of your ones? So
Yeah.
What about you, Alex?
The anticipation of Aaron Rodgers. I got week 1, Bills at Jets. Let's see what Aaron Rodgers can do. Let's see what the Bills can do. Let's see if the Bills can continue to be a high-powered offense, but we'll see what happens later on in the season with them usually choking in the playoffs.
Now, I'm assuming we all have that game, right?
I actually didn't write that one down.
Really?
I mean, there's just so many good ones.
There is a lot of good ones.
I had it, but I had it week 11. So the week 11 matchup
Will they
where
play
they're
games?
I got some honorable mentions. I got the Giants at the Cowboys. Obviously, I'm excited for that. And I'm also excited for the Bengals versus the Browns. I really want to see what Deshaun Watson can do week 1 with a full season ahead of him, with a full offseason with no distractions.
I want to bounce back real quick to that Buffalo versus Jets game, the week 1 Alex just mentioned. I think just the hype around that, bringing Aaron Rodgers in and just seeing that young offense, how they're going to work with him, is just obviously a game to watch, especially against Buffalo. Those are two really good teams on paper, at least. So we're definitely have to see how that one goes.
Okay, Alex. I told Alex a joke that I was gonna do before we started, but I can't do it. I can't have a straight face while I say it. I was gonna say one game I'm excited about is Commanders versus Bears on Thursday Night Football again. You guys remember how terrible that game was last year?
No, I really don't remember, honestly.
You really wrote that down?
I was,
No,
no,
he's
I
fucking
didn't.
around.
I was
That's hilarious.
gonna try to be serious face.
He was laughing, telling me earlier.
I was
Like,
gonna try to be serious and be like, but one game I'm super excited about is Bears versus Commanders. Like, do you remember that game last year?
Yeah. It was
Oh my,
terrible.
dude, it was horrible, and they scheduled it again this year. Like seriously, it's actually a game this
But
year.
I
And
mean,
again,
football,
Brady's
maybe.
comedic career goes down once again.
I couldn't have a straight face. I was gonna try because I wanted to see what y'all would say, but all right, no. But in all seriousness, this one's gonna sound like it's not that exciting at all, but for me it is, and there's a reason behind it. Week 1, and you guys are gonna probably be like, "What are you talking about?" As soon as I say it, Cardinals versus Commanders at home. Reason being, is this the first game without Dan Snyder owning this football team, and I have a feeling that the crowd in Washington is going to be insane for the first time in over whatever many years, like probably since 2012 when we had RG3 in that exciting season. So
okay.
I want to start on my
Like it.
list week. That's why I have it on there.
I'm sorry for your
Brady.
fans that just had to hear that weak ass game without Kyler Murray.
No, I know it's not an exciting
I get
game,
what
but
you-
for
no,
me,
no, I
I'm
get what you
super
mean.
excited about it because I feel like the atmosphere there is about to be something we haven't seen in a long time.
It's gonna be good to see what the Washington fan base can do because lately they've just been pissed at the whole organization. but
Exactly.
You can't blame
Every
them, so.
every single fan has wanted Dan Snyder to sell for years, so I'm finally glad that it's finally happening. So I feel like the atmosphere there is about to be crazy. But
Okay.
I just want to say that one. So that's
All right.
one I had.
All right, I'll go for my second one then. This is a week 4 matchup. I did skip weeks 2 and 3 for my matchups. I mean, there's a quite a decent matchups, but I always have to do Raiders versus Chargers. I don't know why. To me, like I always like watching Raiders versus Chargers over Raiders versus Chiefs. Maybe it's because I actually fucking love Justin Herbert. I want to see that dude ball. So even if he's balling on us, it's still fun for me to watch. But that's just one game I like to see.
Hey, I
every
mean
year.
that game a couple years ago was probably the best game of the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
So
wow.
I
The one for
remember that.
playoffs.
Yeah,
Woo!
Herbert was going crazy until Brandon Staley ruined it, I guess,
Yeah,
at
true.
the end. But for
He's
them.
always ruining Justin Herbert.
Who wants to go next?
I got it. I'm sure Jared might be on this boat. Week 2, Ravens
have
at Bengals.
Number 1 on my list.
Let's go.
I didn't want to start it off saying that because Dustin was like, so
I want to see Lamar ball out. I want to see Odell Beckham ball out. I'm excited for it. I want to see what the Ravens look like against the Bengals with high-powered weapons, fully healthy offense. Let's go, Lamar Jackson.
Not only
Where's
that- not only that,
Is
it's
that
time
at
for us-
Bengals, or-
It's at Bengals.
Yeah,
It's in
Yeah,
Cincy.
not only that, it's time for us to get our lick back for what happened in the playoffs.
So
That shit is not going to happen again in week 2. Not.
All right, I'm gonna get my last Commanders game out of the way.
Don't be
It's
bullshit.
Thanksgiving versus the Cowboys.
Oh
Okay.
damn! You're jumping the gun. all
Yeah,
the
I
time
know.
about week
I
one.
didn't write it down like you guys
Okay,
did, so
gotcha.
I don't have it like week 1.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm jumping the gun for sure. But Cowboys versus Commanders is always fun on Thanksgiving. So especially since my wife's family is all Cowboys fans, so that's always kind of
Yeah.
an interest. Yeah, it's tough, man.
You're going to be in their
But-
air all game if you guys are winning? or
No,
what?
it's kind of interesting, but yeah, it's always an interesting Thanksgiving watching those games together. I mean, one year I've been there and we lost, and then the other year, the last time we played, Antonio Gibson ran all over them, and it was just a beautiful sight. So I'm excited. I'm hoping something like that happens again. But yeah, Commanders Cowboys Thanksgiving always fun for me.
Okay.
Well, maybe if the Washington Redskins lose, or never mind, just continue. I was gonna say something stupid. But
Okay, so
just cancel that.
I guess my next game, we already did talk about this team before, but I'm doing Eagles versus Jets week 6. It just I was scared that the Eagles defense was not going to do good. I mean, technically we don't know if they're still going to do good. I mean, these are all rookie picks that you're hoping just turn into something, but with them adding Jordan Davis and why am I blanking on his name? Nolan, right? What's
Yeah.
his name?
Nolan Smith.
Yeah, Nolan Smith. Like I just see that defense could definitely be good. And I
Oh,
just,
you mean adding Jalen Carter? And
no, I knew about Jalen Carter. I'm saying I can't remember that Nolan.
but you said adding Jordan Davis.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, I know
And
it.
Jalen Carter too. My
I
bad.
just want to make
Holy.
sure.
Like their just defense is still good, and like the thing that I was so scared about was like their defense not going to be able to keep up, and just the Eagles versus Jets defense is just like matchup is just going to be like pretty good to me. Like both defenses are pretty good, and especially young, so like I think it's just gonna be a great defensive matchup. And obviously the offense, there's no questions for either teams.
Okay.
I got one.
Go ahead.
Okay, so opening week, Detroit versus the Chiefs.
I had that one down as well.
Now listen, as much as the hype train I'm on for Detroit, that's what makes this game interesting. I like just what Detroit's been doing this whole offseason. You know, a lot of questions about their draft, but still I think their team overall is good, and I think they can really go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs.
And do we remember the last time what happened when Jared Goff and Mahomes played each other? Do we remember? It
It
was
was like
years ago.
54
51 to
Okay,
54
that's
to
what I thought.
51.
That game was
Golly,
insane.
dude.
Insanity game. I'm not saying something like that's going to happen again, but it definitely would be interesting if the Lions could establish themselves early by taking down the Chiefs week 1. That would be huge for Detroit fans. But I had that one down as well because literally for that simple factor, last time Goff and Mahomes played each other, and then I would love to see the Lions just like come out and establish themselves week 1 and just take down the Chiefs and get people talking. I would love to see that
Huge win for them.
for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
I kind of for my games that I picked, I kind of went more towards the end of the season because I feel like just teams are going to be playing for a lot more. So my next game I had is.
Hold on, I had to go mine. Yeah,
my bad.
people are gonna be like, "Well, why are you picking this team?" Week 3 Rams at Bengals, just because it's a repeat Super Bowl matchup. We're gonna see Matt Stafford healthy again, Cooper Kupp healthy again.
At least we hope. Honestly.
At least we hope, yeah. But it's just like I want to see what the Rams can do fully healthy. There's obviously a lot of like baggage with them last year. So we'll see what happens. I still have them being honestly not that good, but we'll see what happens. I'm interested to see what happens. I
mean,
really am.
But I feel like I don't know. I don't like after the Super Bowl win, like even during that season that the Rams won, towards the end of the season, Matt Stafford was playing like terrible, and then last year all I saw from Matt Stafford was awful. So
Garbage.
I'm just scared for it, but I can get why it's interesting since it's a previous Super Bowl matchup. So going into my next matchup, this is actually Week 8. Another Bengals matchup, but I'm doing Bengals versus 49ers. You got one of the best defenses going against one of the best offenses in the league. It's just going to be an interesting matchup. So
I like that one.
All right. Week 14, Eagles versus Cowboys.
Okay.
I think just the hype around that, just being a division game, both the teams look great. So I'm just hoping for a tough matchup between them.
Yeah, Eagles and Cowboys are both the favorites in the NFC East, clearly, both being in the playoffs this last season. So
And before, the Eagles had got what they did this offseason so far, a lot of people were saying maybe the Cowboys are going to win. But
Exactly.
Obviously, the Eagles revamped that defense.
Mhm.
So
one of mine that we might actually get it for once in our lives. We've been robbed of it twice. Chiefs versus Jets, Sunday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers versus Mahomes. Both times that they were supposed to play each other, we've been robbed of it. The first time, I believe Aaron Rodgers missed. Or no, first time I think Mahomes missed and Matt Moore was starting, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was someone else. And then the second time, Jordan Love started against Mahomes. So hopefully through the third time when these two are supposed to play each other, we might actually get it.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
that is a good one.
I got Week 4 Dolphins at Bills. I'm very interested to see what Jalen Ramsey's going to do against Stephon Diggs with a different system. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Two high-powered offenses, possibly Tua going in healthy, hopefully. So we'll see
And
what happens
staying
there.
healthy
And
too.
staying
I
healthy.
hope Tua stays healthy.
I
Yeah,
really
me
want
too.
to see what happens, man. I'm just really interested to see what happens. That's for sure. So
Who wants to go next?
Jared, do you have one for this week, or are you good?
Dude, I'm all over. I got week 2 still. Week
I got a
7,
good one.
Yeah, I got them all.
say-
I got a good one.
I got one that's gonna throw everybody off.
Go ahead.
Don't say it, Dustin. I'll probably have it. 'Cause
All right,
I'm
no,
so
you guys ain't gonna
questionable.
have it.
Yeah,
I got Saints versus Vikings
Vikings.
week 10. Okay.
Oh my God, just skip it.
Reason-
Okay, what do you have next, Brady?
Listen,
He said just skip it.
What? Why?
because dude,
He wants
the
to watch
Vikings
Carr.
defense is fucking terrible. I'm ready to see Derek Carr light their ass up.
Oh, then he's gonna give him our buddy crap if he
That's
loses
the
to
reason
Derek
you have
Carr.
it down.
Yep.
Okay, I
God.
won't argue with that because I had a couple biased ones in here, obviously too. But that is hilarious that you wrote that one down for that.
All right. I finally am skipping 4 weeks, week 8. Texans at Panthers.
I have that one.
Yeah, 2 rookies going at it. Texans defense is looking pretty solid. Let's see what Bryce Young can do against that. And I'm really interested to see what CJ Stroud can do. Obviously, the Panthers defense isn't that high powered or stacked. They do got JC Horn over there. We'll see what and Brian Burns, so he's going to have some pressure on him. I'm very interested to see this matchup. I know it's not like a high profile game, but it's fun to see rookies play each other, especially first and second pick going at it week 8.
Actually, I got a question for you, real quick. What
What's
do
up?
you think about that video of
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young? Did he literally look like he was like 12 years old?
Hey,
playing with a
dude,
bunch of-
listen,
It was just a camera angle.
Or not only that, he's literally the same height as Kyler Murray.
He's
so it's like the
5.
same
What?
thing.
He was like
5'10".
5'9" and
Yeah.
3/4, and he's all his O linemen are at least 6'3" and taller. Some of them probably pushing 6'7". Fuck it. I don't give a fuck.
But doesn't-
those
let
guys-
him do
this-
it.
But like, okay, so since you played in college, like, would it not scare you seeing like? Did you see how small his legs were? It looks like they literally had no muscle. Like you get hit once, that shit breaks.
Yeah.
Like,
Bro, but the guys in college are the same height as these NFL players.
I most of them are,
Yeah,
especially
true.
D1. But I will say, I mean, yes, obviously a lot of these players, defensive players, can fucking lay the wood, but you'd be shocked. Like when I got to college, there's some dudes you're like, oh, this motherfucker can probably hit hard. Soft as baby powder, baby. Like, I'm gonna be real. But this is NFL, so everyone's bringing something to the table, you know.
Yeah.
But I know Bryce Young knows how to take a hit. Obviously, he's not the biggest guy, but we'll see what happens.
I had Week 7, 49ers at the Vikings. You guys might question this one, but I think this one might be interesting for offense at least. Maybe not defense because the 49ers could just blow them out. But maybe the Vikings with the new wide receiver that they just got in JJ, might be nice. I don't know. Just one I kind of picked out of there.
Hey, it's different. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that one for difference. See,
The only issue I have with the
I just made
Vikings
up a
right
word.
now,
I don't even think that's what. I don't even know what I just said.
Hey,
Go
we'll
ahead.
use it. We'll use it.
the only issue I have with the Vikings is like one they just got rid of Zadarius, right?
Yeah, they traded him.
Yeah,
to the
they
Cleveland
just got rid
Browns.
of him. It seems like they're most likely trying to keep Dalvin Cook, but the issue's always been their defense to me. Their offense has never been an issue, but with them trying to keep Dalvin Cook and them getting rid of defensive pieces just to try to keep him, this defense, in my opinion, hasn't really got that much better, and that's just a big issue with me going with the Vikings because like every time you see the Vikings lose, they would just get blown. Like it was embarrassing every time the Vikings lost. It'd be like
Dude,
a
that
27-3
Cowboys game last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like how all their losses would be.
You know what the
randomly.
Vikings need?
Defense.
They need Alex Harbert out. No.
They need a quarter out
That
there.
game though, when they played Buffalo and JJ had that crazy catch. Did you guys ever catch that game?
Greatest catch.
Oh,
I've ever
yeah,
seen.
yeah.
He was one-handed flipping in the air, and I think it was like 4th and 15 or something like that. Dude,
Greatest catch I've ever seen in my life. First, it was obviously Odell, but
you can put Odell at second.
yeah.
But
Sorry.
he said yeah.
Go ahead, Brady.
Did you want to go? Or Dustin, is it your turn?
I'm gonna go ahead and go just because it's week 9.
Yeah.
Okay,
1 week later, and it's Colts at Panthers. Same reason for the Panthers. Hopefully, Bryce Young is starting. I am excited to see what Anthony Richardson can do. Obviously, we've had questions if he's even going to start, but if he is eventually going to start, I think closer down the stretch, second half of the season, he will get his chance. I'm excited to see what's going to happen there. Obviously, it's not a high-profile game, but I'm very excited to see if Anthony Richardson can hold up to his potential.
And like another thing that's making me happy about the Colts is just how bad they actually wanted Anthony Richardson. Like they really did want him as a quarterback. Like I watched their whole like draft process and stuff, and they wanted him. And like they were, I remember watching that little video when they got him. They were super ecstatic. So I'm happy to see what they can do this season. Obviously, like just quarterback wise, Anthony Richardson definitely has all the assets you need to be a great quarterback in the league. Like every asset you want as a quarterback, Anthony Richardson has, besides accuracy, okay? But everything else he has, and you can work on that. But his other assets he has, not everyone can get that, and that's not something you can work on. So it's good to know that his only issue is accuracy right now.
All right, I'll go. Week 9, Bills at the Bengals.
Yeah.
Obviously, the first time these two teams played, the unfortunate DeMar Hamlin situation went down. And then I feel like it was just such a disappointing performance by Buffalo in the playoffs. As we know, I would hope that Buffalo is fueled by the last time the Bengals just kind of embarrassed them in their house, that they can come to Cincinnati and maybe return the favor or at least have a good game. Because when I thought about this game twice, obviously it didn't work out the first time, but the second time I thought for sure this was going to be one of the better playoff games. It was not. So hopefully this time around it could be like a really good game because Josh Allen and Joe Burrow technically are some of our top quarterbacks in this league at this point. So I would love to see those guys go toe to toe, back and forth, and it'd be a really good game and not some blowout like it was.
Was that the snow game?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Josh Allen and the Bills were just
For some reason, I
was
feel like
just tearing their ass
Yeah.
up, dude.
I feel like Cincinnati would just blow them out. To be honest,
again. You think
Yeah.
so? I
could see
mean,
it happening.
If they did, in a scenario if the Bills did choke in the playoffs again, do you think possibly Stephon Diggs is going to want out of that
for
situation?
sure. I could see that.
I figured so.
I mean, we already saw him like kind of stay on the field and look at the Chiefs celebrate that one time, and that was years ago though. And then obviously he's been kind of frustrated and upset with them not being able to go the distance. I could see a world where he wants out. I mean, he did it once with Minnesota. Why not do it again with Buffalo?
Yeah.
So I could see it.
I guess I'll just so my next.
And your Johns would be lining up for that one day.
Stephon
bring him
Diggs.
back with Dayball, baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
But my next game was Jets versus Bills, but we kind of already talked about that. I said that was my Week 11 matchup, so I'm gonna go to my next matchup. I have Packers versus Lions Week 12. This might be crazy to say. Obviously,
That's Thanksgiving, right? Pretty sure that's Thanksgiving game.
I did not look that up.
I think that's a Thanksgiving game.
Okay, so Thanksgiving game, Brady thing. So if that is the case, I really just want to see the Packers go downhill spiral. I
Damn.
want to see what Packers fans.
I'm gonna double check my resources.
I want Packers fans to really experience what poverty is. I'm sorry, you guys have had 2 GOAT quarterbacks back to back, so I'm ready to see y'all have a quarterback that's not it, and then have a couple down years and try to find the next quarterback for you guys.
That is
Dustin,
in
you gonna
fact
get yourself
Thanksgiving. Week 12 is in fact Thanksgiving.
Dustin, you gonna get yourself a nice place and watch that game or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching that game.
All right. I got week 2, Seattle versus Detroit.
Okay.
I like that one a lot. Like
I
I
almost
said,
wrote that one down. I swear.
and you should have. I like it a lot because the Seattle who they just acquired, JSN, that offense I think is gonna look really nice going toe to toe with Detroit. Like I always say, I'm on a hype train with Detroit.
Best wide receiver trio in the league.
Yeah, probably. Or
Yeah.
behind Cincinnati. They're definitely number one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just a game to me that I really would like to see. So
Another one for me is week 11, Monday Night Football, Eagles versus Chiefs, Super Bowl rematch. I'm sure some of us maybe wrote that one down. I know Alex told me he did earlier. So, yeah, that's one I had written down. Obviously, just the simple fact is Super Bowl rematch. Something we always got to look forward to. 2 high-powered offenses going back at it. So that's a game I had to write down for sure.
And what's really interesting about this game is Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. Who's the OC for the Kansas City Chiefs now?
I don't even know at this
Okay,
point. I know it was
uh,
Eric Bieniemy, obviously, but he's
yeah.
not there anymore. I don't know who's
So
doing it.
they're going to get a whole different look now because they've lost players, they've gained players. They're facing Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis has already been there. But it's actually really interesting to see what's going to happen. Who did the Chiefs acquire offensively? Did they acquire anybody? They got Justin Ross. I thought
they're
they had
gonna bring
another
him-
receiver. They brought in another guy.
I can't remember.
I don't think
Damn.
I can't
I
think one
can't
off the top of my
remember.
head.
I know they got MVS, Kadarius Toney, and then
Oh,
Justin
shit.
Ross. Did they draft a receiver? I literally can't remember.
Yeah, not in the first round.
I
But they
don't
might
think-
have later down the road.
Yeah.
Thought they drafted somebody later down the road.
They may have. I mean, I'm just blanking
but-
right now.
Yeah.
I'll do my next matchup, week 13, 1 week after the Packers and Lions one I just did. Seahawks versus Cowboys. Jared wasn't gonna be the only one picking a Seahawks game. I
kinda
also
want
want
to.
to see. I also want to see that wide receiver core trio go off. So, and obviously the Cowboys have always had a great defense. So, just seeing what those offensive weapons can do against that great defense is gonna be a great matchup to watch.
I think you're talking about. I wanted to point out what Alex was saying. Rasheed Rice. Is that who you're talking about? I think that's who
Rasheed
it was.
Rice, yes. From SMU. Was that where he's from?
You know what? I don't know.
SMU.
Yep, SMU.
okay.
You're right. So
All right, so to back Dustin on the Seahawks, I do also have a Seahawks game 1 week later, week 12, 49ers at Seahawks. The new trio versus the number 1 defense last year in the league. Very interesting matchup. Very interested to see what's going to happen. Hopefully Geno Smith, especially down this stretch, is playing at the same level he was playing last year. I know towards the end of the year they're getting a little shaky with some of their win-loss ratios, but I'm very, very intrigued to see what's going to happen. And then plus you got Kenneth Walker fully healthy, hopefully. So it's going to be a really good game. I'm very happy to see it. Obviously, the 49ers and Seahawks are going to probably be the 2 front runners for that division. So
And we
NFC
can't
West.
forget Devin Witherspoon too.
Devin Witherspoon. Yeah.
Devin
Damn. I
Witherspoon.
forgot. Yeah. That's
Sal's
good.
gonna be nice this
Okay.
year, as long as Geno's playing well again.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, you want to go, Brady?
You can go. I think I said mine earlier.
All
or
right,
one of
so
mine.
I got week 17, Baltimore versus Dolphins. Now, as you guys
That
may
game
know,
last year was insane.
as you guys may know,
Jared was here for this one.
Brady's house had me thinking this dude was jinxed. 'Cause every time I come over and watch it at his new place, we would blow a big deficit against the fucking I think the
God.
Giants. Who else did we do it to here? We did it to Miami. I was honestly just thinking I should stop coming over here and watching football.
Dude, what add on to that real quick. What makes it even worse is that same shit was happening to the Raiders. So I'd be over here too watching the Raiders game, and the Ravens and Raiders would just be up by huge numbers, and then we would just fucking blow it.
Yeah,
every
Brady's
time
house
we were
was
here.
Brady's house definitely had a curse on us last season.
Yeah.
But as Ravens fans know, we were killing Miami. We were having a great game. Rashad Bateman went off. Lamar went for that huge run. We were just spagging him. No mind or no doubt in my thought that we were going to lose that game. We go to the fourth quarter. We blow like a 2 or 3 touchdown lead. Tyreek Hill. They were just
Waddle
killing
went
us.
off.
Too many blown coverages. But also Marlon Humphrey was not playing in that fourth quarter, by the way. But I'm just excited to see that game. If we are healthy going into this game, if we have not already won the
Insane.
AFC North by that time, if we are going to that game, Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard are going to have a handful of work handling these receivers, and I feel like we better go out there and beat this damn team. You do not lose from 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That's just
Okay.
embarrassing And I know that team is out for blood when we go and play them week 17.
And I want to mention, I forgot about Xavier Howard. So my week 4 Dolphins at Bills matchup is going to be very interesting because they got 2 premier corners, and obviously Gabe Davis is always, people always question. I mean, sometimes he'll go off and sometimes he won't do shit. So
Streaky.
He either drops you 30 fantasy points or 1.
I
think part of it's Josh Allen not trying to give him the ball either. In my opinion, I mean, obviously we'd have to really dissect film to really know that, but
we'll go ahead and pull it up.
Yeah, let's pull it up right
But
now.
I also feel like at the same time, it's just like I feel like it's always gets in that situation with like the quarterbacks that have like the number one weapon, right? Like I feel like towards the beginning of the season last year when Derek Carr first had Adams, he was just always targeting him, and then like it was looking back because like he'd make terrible throws like when there's a guy wide open. So
yeah.
I feel like that's just how every quarterback is with their number one weapon. I feel like that's always gonna be their first look, and obviously they're gonna want to throw it to him if it's obviously the person that they trust the most.
Kind of feels like on Madden when you like get a new player as a receiver and you just try to target him the whole time.
Yeah.
But
Man, I sound like a Chiefs fan with how many Chiefs fans. Like our Chiefs games I got on here, but they're one of the top teams. Bills versus Chiefs, week 14, always a classic. We know what happened in that AFC divisional game. Absolutely insane game there. They had a really good game last year, if I remember correctly, as well. So obviously, I would just love, when these two go at it, it's always a fun one. So
Yeah.
not much to go into that. We know what it's at.
All right, here we go. Obviously, I'm going to have one Giants game. Come on now. Week 16, Giants at Eagles, Christmas Day. In a crazy scenario, I don't want to be too overconfident because right now it's only the second year that we might have a chance to be really good. We'll be compete for the NFC East, baby. Come on, let's get it.
I don't know if I would want to be playing on Christmas Day.
Hey, fuck it. Give me a Christmas gift, baby. Come on, Brian Dayball.
All right, well, I got an interesting pick. Well, not really interesting because I've already had this team on here three times because they're the team that has been getting the most talk. But I got Texans versus Jets week 14. CJ Stroud was my favorite quarterback going into the draft. So I can't wait to see how he looks. I mean, there is probably some things where you don't see him starting at the beginning of the season, but by week 14, I guarantee you CJ Stroud's going to be starting. I just want to see what he can do out there. And against that Jets defense is going to be a real test on how good CJ Stroud is as a quarterback.
There's no way the Texans roll out Davis Mills week 1, in my opinion, based off what we saw last year.
Brady, remember when we were hyping his ass
Dude,
up?
what you saying?
You guys
were
are riding that way.
We thought he was something.
We're not counting out
The
Davis
year before
Mills.
the year before that, when he was getting a bunch of garbage time, he had some good throws and it was looking kind of decent. Then obviously,
who's next?
I'll go next, I guess. A wild card one out here that I have is Panthers versus Bears week 10. DJ Moore.
I do have that one.
You do?
I was
DJ
gonna
Moore
say
gets
for
to play
last.
his former team, and then obviously you have the matter of fact that the Bears passed up on taking Bryce Young. Not that they needed to, obviously. But Bryce Young could maybe be like, hey, you guys passed up on me. I'm going to show you what I'm about. And will Justin Fields have established himself at this point? We shall see. But I have that one down as a different one as well that I wanted.
That game should definitely be really good. I'm sure we mentioned this multiple times though, but just the way the Chicago spent their free agency and you know what they did, they're using their money. They're doing it right. You get a quarterback on a rookie deal, you go and spend money everywhere else that needs the positions. You know what I mean?
And that's what kind of
Exactly.
makes me mad about like how the Vikings and Packers fans talk about the Bears like it's the same old Bears. They had so much cap space. They're not the same team. They added so many pieces. Like they're not the same Bears as last year. Like they're literally gonna come out here and like this is literally gonna be Justin Fields' time to prove it. Like if he can't do good this year, then I don't know what else they could do for him.
And I think they still got quite a bit of cap space to work with too. If they wanted to go out and sign any new veterans right now or anything like that, so that's definitely going to be a good game to look out for. I got one right now here. I'm surprised none of you guys have this one. To me, this is probably one of the better games. Week 7, Miami versus Philadelphia. I like that a lot. You know, each side of the ball, Philadelphia, Devonta Smith, AJ Brown,
That's a good one.
Jalen Waddle,
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill,
Matchups
and then
are
2 great
crazy.
corners: Darius Slate, Bradbury, Xavier Howard, Jalen Ramsey.
That is a good matchup.
That's I just like both sides of the ball look really good. I just think that's going to be a great game come week 7.
I like that one. I only have one more left, so I don't know.
Me
if
too.
Yeah,
I
that was my last one.
I got one more.
All right, who wants to say?
I'll go mine because Jared can give a little bit of input. I actually put a Jared's team game down, so I have
Oh, a little bit of love towards the Ravens fans.
Ravens versus Jags week 15.
Oh, we're gonna kick their fucking
It seems
ass.
like a lot of these games I just picked multiple teams twice because I just want to see it. But Obviously, seeing Lamar Jackson versus Trevor Lawrence is going to be a
Y'all
good
need
matchup.
revenge.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. Another game we need to get revenge on. I'm not saying we're going to kick their ass. Jags are a really good team. That's going to be a really good game to watch.
And they get Calvin really back. Ooh, I can't wait.
Oh,
to see
yeah, he's
Calvin
coming back,
really
too.
play.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Better watch out for the Jags. They're going to be looking nice on offense.
But that's my last one. Yeah, Ravens versus Jags.
I'm surprised this one hasn't been said, so I'm gonna let you go, Alex.
All right.
Maybe you're gonna say it here. Who knows?
Probably not. This is kind of a crazy scenario as well. Bears at Packers. The reason being is because they have a strong rivalry. We'll see if the Packers live up to any hype this year. There's not a lot of hype, honestly. Jordan Love is the biggest question mark of it all. But Justin Fields, quote unquote, has progressed so much in this offseason. Obviously, I think the Lions are the favored team above these two. But in a crazy scenario, let's say the Bears and Packers Week 18 are playing for a division championship. I don't know. We'll see.
And the
It'd be crazy to see it.
And the person that owns the Bears is gone. So
Who's that?
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a good one.
So, let's see if they can get their lick back from all these years.
Yeah, this could be a interesting change of the torch, I guess, if the Bears are able to establish themselves over the Packers with Aaron Rodgers finally being gone, because obviously, as we know, Aaron Rodgers, for the most part, was able to beat the Bears a lot for the most
I mean,
part.
the whole division
And if I
alone.
think we're correct, me and Dustin might have had them either 1 or 2 winning that
Did you have the
division,
Bears
right?
at 2?
No, I think we all had lines on ones, but I think I switched Bears to 2.
You
Yeah,
weren't here
well,
when we did our final results, final
No.
lock-in. I changed mine to Vikings.
Yeah,
at
I put
1.
Vikings at 1.
Yeah, Dustin. I think I still held it down. I still
Thank
had
you,
one
I
of them
appreciate
high.
it.
Yeah.
I would have been on the podcast holding it down with
I
you
feel
two.
like the Vikings offense is just too damn good.
But their
right
defense is so fucking bad. Like, I mean, it is terrible. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I got Byron Murphy now. That fixed everything.
Should we
Oh,
do?
that
Should we
is-
do one thing real
oh,
quick?
I got one more
Jersey.
game.
Oh, okay,
And
go
then we
ahead.
can go to what you're
I
going
want
to
to
say.
hear Brady's.
Okay,
Let's
last
go.
game. I know Dustin won't be awake for it because it's at 9 in the morning.
okay.
It's in Germany. I actually kind of.
He won't be awake. He's gonna be asleep.
Dude, Dustin never woke up for any of the morning games last year.
Oh, go.
Oh, he had Kamara. He had
basketball.
Kamara in at one
Dude,
time.
yeah,
in
and then
fantasy.
he dropped the egg. I was playing him that week, and he dropped 0, and I still lost.
Oh, dude, I literally because I forgot I couldn't wake up. I was like sleeping in so long, and I missed like changing my team. I was like Alvin Kamara got listed out, and I was sleeping. So when I woke up, I just had Alvin Kamara on my starting line.
And one of our rules in the fantasy league now, that because we're putting money on the line, we cannot wake up the person or help them fix their lineup. That's all on them.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Facts.
Most people play that way anyway. But
well, I don't know. Well, maybe if it's free, it's
Wait,
different.
so what
but-
Germany game?
okay, back to what I was gonna say. Chiefs versus Dolphins. Tyreek Hill gets to play his former team for the
Alright,
first time.
Oh, this is the first time.
Yeah, this will be the first
I
time
don't
he's
know why
played.
you didn't see this game.
I know a lot of people. I was even looking at articles just trying to get inspiration on some games that were the best of the year, and nobody wrote this one
Cheater.
down. I mean, I was
I'm
just trying to
kidding.
get some. I didn't. Obviously, they didn't have it. So, but I kind of wish this one was at Arrowhead because I know Tyreek Hill has talked some smack a little bit on the Chiefs, just a little bit, not like crazy, anything crazy, but yeah, that was the last one I had. Chiefs
I did
versus
see a
Dolphins.
video of him saying a little diss, trying to be funny or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know. Is that the one you're talking
Yeah,
about?
I think that's the one I'm talking
That
about.
is kind of sad that you said it's in Germany and it's early.
Yeah.
That does kind of suck. I would love to be that a primetime game, but I know Germany's going to pack that stadium out. Usually when these games go overseas or whatever,
Mhm.
these
There's a lot of them this year.
Those fans
There's a lot
go
of 'em.
crazy. They
Yeah.
pack
Yeah,
that stadium out.
Because they want to start adding more games. Because
Well, it's worth it. They feel that
show up. Yeah,
they-
fans
yeah,
show
London.
up.
They fill
played
that stadium
And they're
up.
talking about like some Jaguars fans are worried about the team moving overseas. Like I don't know
Okay,
if
no,
they'll ever
I
do
don't think
anything
that'll
like
ever
that.
happen.
You know how that'd
That'd be
be
retarded.
that'd be
Or-
such an
I
L
should
for
say.
every team that literally doesn't like that has to fly over there every week to go
Yeah, that'd
play.
be
That'd
crazy.
be terrible.
That would be crazy.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Like imagine being
Because
like,
the Jags play there all the time because their owner is like heavily involved with that situation. If I'm not
Mm.
mistaken, like literally every time there's a overseas game, the Jaguars are in one every year. It feels like.
No, yeah.
What were you gonna say? Or do you remember?
Should we all just choose one of our favorite games, like number one out of this whole list?
Oh yeah,
Just
that's a
one?
good idea. If there was one game you had to watch and you couldn't watch any other,
Oh, okay. Good way to put it.
yeah, let's do that. Let's put it that way.
out of all the ones we have down on our
Just have to
list.
choose one.
You can only choose one to watch.
You can't watch football for the rest
Wait,
of your
okay.
life.
Wait, can we switch it up a little bit? I don't want to be like too biased. Like I just want to do like
Yeah, I
actual,
won't. I won't choose any Commanders.
I'm not
games.
choosing the Raiders.
Okay,
game.
fine. I won't choose no Ravens then.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, it was your idea. Go first.
Right now, Miami versus Philadelphia.
Okay.
Okay,
That's a good one. I don't know if I'm ready for my answer.
I'll go. Jets versus Bills probably gonna be mine, especially since it's a matchup you're gonna see 2 times a year. I'm definitely interested in that matchup.
since we're going off our list, because I do like a lot of games from your guys' list as well. I'm going Week 12 49ers at Seahawks. It's just division game, high-powered. Both got pretty good defenses. Stand corrected. 49ers have a great defense. The Seahawks defense is pretty good, and they both have a lot of weapons on offense. So it's going to be a really fun game to watch.
Commanders, Bears.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. All right, I think I got to go with I'm going to go with let's do Lions Chiefs. I feel like that game's
Opening
gonna be
night?
really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
let's do that one.
That's a good way to
Because
open up the NFL season.
the opening game is always like really. Last year was disappointing. Like Rams Bills was disappointing last year.
Oh yeah.
But most of the time, the opening game is always like super hyped because obviously you're excited.
Yeah, the NFL, it's like a whole different vibe because NFL's starting. You got, in my opinion, you got every real football fan watching football, whether it's a team or not playing on opening night. It's just, the feeling's back.
If you're a real
Everyone's
football
happy,
fan,
yeah.
like if you're like obviously in baseball and NBA, there's like so many games you're obviously gonna miss a few. But if you're a real football fan, you're not missing a single game because there's literally only 17 to watch. So like that's just how it is.
Or you got those fake ass Chiefs fans that only watch during the playoffs.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all. Those motherfuckers piss me off.
What always cracks
dude.
me up is those people that like say their
Bro.
team goes to like the championship, like the division championship, and they lose. Like, oh, we'll get them next year. Like, what do you mean? I hate when people say like they
We'll
don't
get 'em
really
next
care.
year.
It's like, oh yeah,
I
we'll be
am
back next year.
Raging inside my house when the Giants lose a big game.
Yeah.
Dude,
I want to fucking punch something, dude.
There's literally a hole, not a hole. It's kind of a dent in my wall from when the Commanders and Giants played.
Oh, that's when you headbutted
Is
it.
that
huh?
when we beat you or
Yeah, when y'all
tied?
beat us. Not tie. It was
when
when
we
y'all
beat
beat us
us.
on that primetime game with the stupid calls at the end,
Yeah,
and
that
then
was a
even
terrible call.
and then some other things
That
that
was a
the team
terrible
was
call.
doing.
Oh,
But
yeah.
still, that wasn't even the point where I was so mad. I don't think. But
And like even last year
He
too.
literally went.
No, dude, I don't remember what
Cursing.
Raiders game it
Or whoever
was, but there was one. It was just me and Brady watching the Raiders game, and we were like, we blew a huge. I can't remember what
Cardinals.
team it
Wasn't the Cardinals?
Dude, and I did
And
not-
Miami.
I did not talk to Brady for like 20 minutes, dude. I just sat there quiet, like I was so fucking pissed. Like,
Dustin
dude,
was also here for when Fitzpatrick got face
Dude,
masked.
oh my! And they threw like a 50 or like a 30-yard bomb too.
on the Raiders.
That was like
That was years ago though.
it was.
It's gonna be interesting watching football with you guys this fall.
Yeah,
Like, I
100%.
want to see the emotion.
Oh, Jared.
How the emotions go.
Dude, we can be an emotional wreck. Like Jared, if his team losing, he ain't talking for like an hour and a half.
I'll just lay down. Because as crazy as it sounds, if it was my place, dude, I'd be like running through the walls and shit. Oh, man, it sucks, man.
Yeah.
Because this is something you just can't do anything about it. And then,
Especially the game after Ravens versus Dolphins. He was here and we were watching it.
Oh,
and
that-
for like 2 hours, Jared did not say a word.
But they had like what a 21-point lead on.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude,
my
I swear
God.
we were sitting on the couch. He just went and laid over there on the floor on his phone. Didn't say anything for like 2 hours. Like just sat on the floor.
and the worst thing about it is we have to go to work the next day. And that's all we're thinking about throughout the week, man. It's tough.
Exactly.
But
I think that's going to do it for us, though, this week. So next week, I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Thank you guys for watching. As always, this is In The Slant. We're saying peace.